Hi, I'm James Eade of the Eade Foundation. You can call me Jim. The Eade Foundation is dedicated to building communities through chess. And if you're part of a community, you're never alone. And if you play chess, you can be part of the community. It doesn't matter what language you speak. It doesn't matter what country you're from. You can be part of the chess community if you want to play chess. So today's topic is, well, this is the Eade Foundation sponsored Chess Files. And the answers are out there. And today's question is, what does chess philanthropy mean? And to answer that question, I've got two guests, and I want to bring them on now. The first is Al Lawrence. The second is Steve Doyle. And Al and Steve, you're part of a chess charity organization, are you not?
It's the U.S. Chess Trust, you bet.
I can see the banner, the picture in the background. That's very impressive.
Oh, do I have that up? I was
yes.
Just incidental. Yeah, I keep that around. And so that's the U.S. Chess Trust, and it's a 501c3. And you know, like all philanthropies, I think our mission really is to improve people's lives, and we're convinced that, as I think many of your viewers will agree, that chess helps improve people's lives. And we focus on at-risk kids, disabled kids, veterans, and the elderly. That's our main focus. And we also have a big effort into supporting the most promising players in the U.S. Give you a quick taste of that. 9 of the invitees into this year's U.S. Championship, as well as last year's U.S. Championship, were either U.S. Chess Trust Sanford Fellows or former U.S. Chess Trust Sanford Fellows. So there's a lot of different branches to what we do. We are a charity. You can see our good work at www.uschesstrust.org. And I encourage your viewers to do that. Say again?
Scrolling across the bottom of our screen.
Excellent. Okay. And you'll get a number of articles on what we do and why we think, as I think many of you viewers already know, the chess itself can improve both social and intellectual skills and mental acuity of people of all ages, although primarily we have focused on at-risk kids. And Steve is our president.
I was just going to say, you're the managing director, and I was going to wonder why Steve Doyle was on. He's the president, you say?
Yes, sir.
Steve, tell me a little bit about the purpose of the trust from the president's point of view.
Well, if you think about the Chess Trust, we were started in 1967. We're one of the oldest, in chess, we're the oldest charity that exists in the United States. In terms of other charities, one of the very first charities in any sort of a sport that was created in the country, and we're very proud of that. And if you think about all the things that we've done since 1967, it's an impressive list. And as Al very eloquently covered, our range and scope is wide. The lives that we've touched in those 50 years nearly are just huge, and it's just great to be a part of this, and it's such a vibrant part of the chess community nationwide that it's an honor to be able to serve as president, and we're so lucky to have Al as our managing director.
I want to say that there are a lot of good causes out there. There always are, particularly in this time of need. There are a lot of good causes, but I want to say, when one does contribute to the Chess Trust, you can rely on a ratio that's pretty impressive. You know, something like 85 to 90 cents of every dollar actually goes into our programs. We don't have a full-time staff. We don't have an office building. We don't even have an office. We all work out of our homes, and did so before the COVID. And all of our trustees, of course, including Steve, take no remuneration for their services. So it's one of the causes that you can rely on to do what they say we do, which is to support those things as much as we possibly can.
Well, Al, when I give to a charity, one of the first things I look at is the administrative costs, because I want the dollars I give to go to the purpose I want them to serve. And what I'm hearing you say is that the Chess Trust has a very low ratio of administrative costs.
Absolutely.
So the bang for the buck is really good when you're talking about the U.S. Chess Trust.
And the money goes where we say it does. That's right.
Right. So, Steve, you could rely on individual donors, right? But is there any other way that you can get this funding? Because even though the trust the trustees of the trust do give to support these projects, and individual donors do give, there must be another angle, another way. For example, say I've got no dependents, I'm alone, and I don't know, maybe I'm doing my estate planning, and maybe that's a way to give to the Chess Trust. Is that ever been successful with your efforts?
Not only it's been hugely successful, Jim, we have a number of very generous chess players in the past that have left a bequest to the Chess Trust. Tens of thousands of dollars. In fact, my own will is set up that my children will receive much of my estate, but I have left a number of charities a fairly significant portion of my estate. In the meantime, I get to use it. But when I'm done with it, it passes along and it's going to help chess. And that's a way for everybody to be able to do it. And at that point, all you're doing is leaving a great gift for the future. And you've already enjoyed your assets, and now you're passing it along for somebody else to really experience the joy that you've had in chess. So I encourage every chess player that hears this, nationwide or even worldwide, to always remember the U.S. Chess Trust in their estate. It's a great way to leave a legacy, and that's what it becomes. It becomes your legacy to thank future generations for what you enjoyed today from your chess involvement.
And, I have always said, thank you, Steve, for that, because I think that's an important message to get out there. But I've always said that when you give the gift of chess, you give it to a kid for a lifetime, because chess, as a kid, it has educational value, because if you gain confidence by playing chess, you think you're smart. We don't tell them you have to be smart to play chess, because, of course, we know it's not true. You have to be able to know certain things. You have to gain a certain knowledge of how the pieces move and that sort of thing. But then you're at square zero. You don't know it enough to play a game. So you learn a lot. And when they think that they can learn chess, then the math tables don't seem so hard. And that confidence that they gain is directly transferable back into the classroom. And so as an adult, it's a pleasant pastime. And in our elder ages, it's a solace. When you're playing chess, you're not thinking about the next hospital appointment or your doctor's bill that you have to pay. You're playing chess, and it's not just necessarily an escape, but what it is a universe of its own. And we have a universal language that we call chess. So it doesn't matter what language you speak or where you're from. You can know how to play chess. You can play chess with anyone. So I also want to congratulate you guys on not only on the Sanford, which is an example of estate planning. It gives the best players a chance to study and maybe get coaching and other things so that they compete at the very highest levels, the elite players. But your outreach efforts to those in need, those people in what we call Title I schools in the United States, where they don't have the money to start a chess program, you guys provide them chess sets and boards. Is that not?
And I'm sorry, yeah. And one of our key pushes this year in the year of COVID is also to supply the kids who can't afford it, the kids you're talking about, with U.S. chess memberships. As a matter of fact, that's very important to get the word out right now, because if we give if our donors through us give these kids U.S. chess membership, it's a year of activity. It's a year of activity backing up all the benefits that you just outlined, and people can, and we want to encourage coaches and parents and teachers to contact us about those kids in need, those at-risk kids, who need that small amount but important access to organized chess.
Yeah, I remember some great stories over the years of of parents and coaches and teachers that reached out to us from very poor areas of the United States, and they were just looking for some help. And it could be small help. It was maybe some memberships, a demo board, chess sets, pieces. Over the years, there's been a variety of things that we've supplied to schools nationwide as need was there and as resources permitted. But at a minimum, we try and get chess sets and boards. And it's a great program, and it's had some tremendous success in decades that we've been doing that. In some of our most at-risk areas in the United States.
And sometimes this chess at the top and this help for players who need a little help overlap. I can tell you that in the Samford program, Wesley So, I think we know who he is, top 10 player, U.S. Champion, so forth, top candidate in chess. He's often told me that when he received the Samford stipend, the Samford Fellowship, that's what kept him in chess. He was actually deciding to drop out of chess until he received that fellowship. So sometimes they overlap. Yeah, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. And he's very sincere about that.
So when you guys are doing this from your homes, you're putting your time and energy into it, you're not getting paid to do it. Is it something like seeing Wesley So keeping chess that makes you do it? What makes you guys do this work?
Well, I can start. I started as a 12-year-old kid, playing chess.
10 years ago, I think.
Yeah, it was about that, Al. Thanks. And I went to the local chess club, and I started a lifelong love affair with chess. And I've played my entire life, but chess. We used to have a program. It was titled "Chess Makes You Smart." I believe that chess helped complete my thinking ability, and that helped me in my career. I was, a top executive at a Fortune 50 company, and had success way beyond my expectations for myself. I started at a small little county college, and I ended up, my last college was Yale. And all of those things just don't happen to a kid from a very, modest beginning, that you can achieve that. And I credit chess to much of my business success. And I feel this is a way to give back, just encouraging others and kids to be able to play, helping those in need in all the different categories that we have, whether it's, supporting our top players, helping kids of all ages in all parts of the country, giving those chess sets back. We also are involved in prison chess, women's chess. We help seniors. Chess staves off Alzheimer's. That's how I'm going to avoid it. I'm just going to keep playing chess so that I can keep my wits as I age. That frost on my head doesn't stop the fire in my belly from being ever so strong about chess and chess promotions. So that's my reason to participate and to serve.
Outstanding, Steve.
One of the things that we haven't mentioned yet also is the World Chess Hall of Fame. The U.S. Chess Trust is a partner in that and has supported it since its beginnings. And Steve is the one. I remember very well, I was working for the U.S. Chess Federation, and Steve became president, and this new young guy came in, and he had about, 10 programs that we were going to concentrate on, and we're going to, by God, get them done while he was president. And one of the things was the U.S. Chess Hall of Fame and Museum. And look at what it's become just this year. No, I'm sorry, since its beginning in St. Louis, which is now its permanent home. They've had 115,000 and counting visitors since their opening there. And they're always opening new digs and new programs. So that's something that introduces chess to a lot of people, young and old, which is right up the alley of our mission.
Well, Al, when I was starting chess, it wasn't very popular. And now you're talking about, all these people going to visit the Hall of Fame. But is chess becoming more popular? Is there something that's going on that might be a reason for that or helping that become more popular? Can you think
Let's see. I think there's something on Netflix, isn't there?
Oh.
Yeah.
Netflix. What's that, Steve? What's on Netflix?
Well, there's a great story that was written by Walter Tevis, who also wrote The Hustler. That was one of his classics, The Color of Money and A Man Who Fell to Earth. And it's really the story, as I heard directly from him, it's a combination of two interesting players. One was Lisa Lane, who was a top player in the 1960s, and that was really the model for the character, with a little bit of Bobby Fischer thrown in to provide some of the eccentricness. Bobby was a bit clueless in many ways as to really how to function day to day. Brilliant chess player, but a little off in terms of how to manage, the more mundane things, shall we say, of life.
Nicety.
Yes, and this character is the perfect blend of that in a terrific storyline, and it's really one of the few movies I've ever watched. Of course, it's a series, but it's one of the few things that are just chessically perfect. The pieces, the chess clocks, even the language that's used, and of course, Bruce Pandolfini and Gary Kasparov himself were, consulting on that, and it's obvious. It really has a great touch, and it's a great plot. It's a great plot and storyline for anybody, and all of my friends who only casually pay attention to chess because of me have watched it and have really enjoyed it. So it's really a good thing. But there's been a number of chess movies out recently. In the last several years, there was one about the Bobby Fischer match against Spassky that had top stars. Like Tobey Maguire was in that. There's been a number of others that have been out. And so chess has become mainstream, and it gives everybody something to do in these COVID days to play chess online. And a lot of our biggest, most successful in-person tournaments are moving to online also, so that keeping chess alive, which is so important for all of us. And it's a good, healthy way to be able to participate and to still enjoy so many benefits that chess has to offer until we can all see each other again face to face.
Yes. And Steve, don't you have something to do with a big tournament? I don't know. It's around February or something like that.
Yes, Jim. It's, every year the World Amateur Team Championship, which is the largest open chess tournament in the United States and the largest team tournament in the entire world, takes place in New Jersey. But this year we're going to be online, and it's going to be the first time that we've ever been online, and it's going to be on President's Day weekend. The New Jersey Chess Federation, which is the oldest chess federation in the country, started always holding a chess event on President's Day weekend. And really, it was encouraged by William Steinitz, who lived in New Jersey, who was world chess champion. And in 1885, he held the first event on President's Day weekend in the state of New Jersey.
I didn't know that.
And we have continued holding chess events on President's Day weekend. It was then Washington's birthday weekend ever since. And the team tournament it's a Jersey tradition. And, in all of the means that you could imagine, from Taylor ham to great bagels and great chess and seeing old friends. But it is a Jersey tradition, and we're going to hold it online this year.
But it's not just Jersey, because I know some people from California who have played in that event.
And we
all over the world,
all over the place. We've had teams from China,
Yeah,
we've had teams from Canada, we've had teams from the Middle East and South America. Not many international teams have come because New Jersey is not exactly what you'd call a winter destination, but for chess, it is the destination. And we've had visits from world champions. We had all three Polgar sisters come one year. We had Anatoly Karpov play in his first tournament ever in the United States that he participated in. And we had Gary Kasparov just a few years come and visit us and talk to all the players. So we've managed to get just about every U.S. Grandmaster over the years to play as well. So it's been pretty good.
You think by going online, you might even expand the reach?
I don't know. I'm hopeful. My goal is to just provide a place for people to be able to come on President's Day weekend so that they don't forget about it until we can be back live and in person, hopefully in 2022. But in 2021, we've got a placeholder out there, and I hope everybody comes and joins us because I'm already starting to write my jokes for the weekend so that I can make people laugh. And I hope to see everybody there play.
Yeah, because obviously I'm older than you are, but I think that I grew up playing face to face over the board competition, and this online chess is harder for me because you can't tell if your move surprised your opponent or not, which you can do in over the board chess. But I'm not the guy you're reaching out for now. These kids growing up today, they're all over the online chess. I think it's a wonderful thing, a wonderful
well, one of the benefits of this terrible challenge that we're all going through is that we're improving online chess so much. So it's not now normally true in a national tournament that you won't see your opponent. You're actually seeing your opponent in many of the tournaments. And you can even see other people who play. I don't know how Steve is going to manage the huge event online. That's going to be the biggest online event of all time, probably.
Probably got a challenge.
I'm hoping, and we've got some logistical issues we're going to work through, and we're going to work through them successfully. We've got a great partner with the Internet Chess Club. ICC is going to be our site. The advertising will all be out in the next 30 days. You can get information on it now at njscf.org. But we're going to really do our very best. We're going to have some online rooms with some top commentators. We're going to have our usual special awards for the best chess name. And we've had some great ones over the years. And we're going to have our chess gimmick prizes. But most of all, we're going to have chess with friends and great chess and competitive chess. And that'll be a lot of fun. And Jim, I think you could play easily from California and get your own team.
Always working me, Steve.
That's all right. And you can even wear that hat.
Oh, and you're saying that I could actually see my opponent.
You're going to be able to see lots of things. You're going to be able to see me. You're going to be able to see other, matches. All the matches will be available to view, so you could see Harvard versus Yale as an example and see the four boards. That's going to be what's going to be a little more unique about our site here and the way we're going to be setting this up so that you'll be able to watch the matches and see them all in one place. And that's, that is one of the things that we're going to put in place for this event.
That is another advantage because, I can tell by personal experience that people don't like you hovering over their board when it's in person, so you can't really see what's going on unless there's a demo board or something like that. But the online presentation of the boards, you can follow everything without being.
I think that's a great example. I mean, I remember we had this guy called Sammy Reshevsky that played in the tournament back in the day. He used to wear a hat very similar to yours, in fact. And everybody used to hover over his board. You'd see, all of a sudden, you'd look into the ballroom and I'd see 100 people around one table. And I'm like, what's going on? And of course, I'd get in there and I'd push my way in. I'm pretty good at that, big guy, I pushed my way in, and the next thing I know, I see this little tiny guy sitting at the board with that little signature hat of his, and you realize that's Sammy Reshevsky, one of the greatest players of all time. And of course, everybody wants to watch him. And he played every year until really the end of his days. And that was a wonderful thing to have him. But he played on just a regular board, just like everybody else. We didn't set him apart.
Right.
And he didn't mind. And in fact, I'll even tell you a little story. I remember one time the player that he was playing, well, I'll say he was a little rude to Sammy. I guess he told Sammy that, I guess Sammy adjusted a piece and didn't say adjust loud enough. And so Sammy kind of looked at him, and for the rest of the game, Sammy did not look at the board, but he moved instantaneously. He looked at the player, he moved the piece instantaneously and hit his clock, and never studied the board the rest of the game, and just glared at the opponent. And of course, that young man was a 2300 player, and he lost. And Sammy just enjoyed that last, gift of strength that he had.
Yeah, well, Steve, I don't know about you, but Al and I are used to people hovering over our boards, watching us play. And it can be a little tough, because, you're trying to concentrate, and there's massive people around you. It can interfere with your concentration.
And especially around my board when they begin to laugh after I move.
That really gets to me.
That's distracting. Yeah.
Yes. Well, you guys, I want to say I have to tip my hat to you guys, because what you're doing is making a difference. And even if it's a small incremental improvement in society, it is that. It's an improvement in society. Because when you introduce chess into the school system, kids learn chess, you change lives. People gain confidence, their self-esteem rises. And that's directly transferable into whatever they do, into their classrooms, and as Steve pointed out, into your careers. It can be a business career, it can be whatever you want. And we'd love you to become a grandmaster, but we don't actually care if you become a grandmaster. If you take this out into the world and use it to make yourself better and those around you better and society just a little bit better, then it's a gift that lasts a lifetime, and it helps. I congratulate you guys.
Well, I appreciate it. And, you talked about philanthropy, at least a general philanthropy. I think that's the one thing that's truly a win-win in our society. You help someone and you feel good about it.
Yeah.
And what is really better than that? There's a few things in life better, but that's one that can be easily done, and you can feel good about it all year when you help someone.
And the other thing is you're giving and helping someone, and you're not expecting anything in return. And that's a marvelous feeling. If you give something and expect something back, that's a transaction. But you guys, that's what defines charity to me, philanthropy to me, is that you're giving freely without expectations of a return. You're just...
And I'm talking about our contributors who can feel good because they know their contribution is really helping people.
And that's really a huge plus for everybody to think about, that it's a gift of a lifetime. And you're changing people's lives. And I can't stress enough how important that is. That's the one thing that we can do as people, that gift transcends our own lives and lasts forever. And helping kids learn how to play chess, starting them off on the road to chess, will only help them in so many aspects of their own lives, that you're really creating, you're building up society. It may sound like oh boy, that's a grandiose statement, but really it's not, because by starting them off early, it helps their brain grow. And there's no doubt that that's true.
We see it all the time.
Absolutely.
We see it all the time. Example after example, yes.
You can get that information at www.uschesstrust.org, and just go there, and you can make donations off of that site and follow the prompts there, and it's a great way to do it. And Jim, I'd just like to thank you for this outreach, to us to, just give us a little bit of time to be able to talk about chess, to be able to talk about the Chess Trust, to share a few stories of our mutual love of this game, and why it's important to us and really to the whole country. And I'd just like to recognize Al too. Al is our part-time, full-time guy.
Yeah,
He
he's
deals with the public every day, and we're so lucky to have him and his wonderful partner Daff, who helps him be successful for us. And really couldn't ask for a better executive director, managing director for our Chess Trust, and we're very fortunate to have him. But thank you both for your time today. I really appreciate it.
And thank you both. And I encourage all our viewers, hi Mom, to go to the Trust site and check it out, and see if you and I wouldn't have thought to have a U.S. Chess Trust behind us. So Al thinks of these things and we don't. And so we got to, give him his props, even though as soon as the show is over, we'll start teasing him again.
No, ridicule, nothing but ridicule. From
yes, that's the bond. But thank you both for being on the show.
Great to see you guys.
It's great to always see you, and especially in these times, it really feels like we have a connection. And so thank you very much again. And I'm going to take you guys backstage, and I want to say my little goodbyes to our massive viewing audience.
Many thanks, Jim.
Goodbye, Al. Goodbye, Steve. And it's just Jim Eade now. It's James Eade, but you can call me Jim. And this has been the Chess Files. The answers are out there. And I want you all to know that every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, we will be bringing you another question. And the answers are out there. So thank you for joining us today. And we'll see you next week.